Okay, so yeah, Black Girl Sunscreen just crossed the border. We launched in Canada, and Toronto showed out. But behind the smiles, the photos, and the pop-up shelves, there was a real strategy. Late nights and a whole lot of heart. Today on Shamelessly Shontay, we're going to be unpacking what it really took to launch in a new country, why we believe BGS belongs in this market, and yes, the red flags, yellow flags, the lessons, and the laughs that came with it. Joining me are my co-host, Kimberly, and special guest co-host, Sky, who was right there on the ground in Toronto. So before we get into the launch, Kimberly, what's happening at Black Girl Sunscreen?
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about an item that we actually launched, I think over 8 months ago. I can't believe it's been that long. Vanilla creme. So this was a take off of our OG, our number one best-selling BGS 30, but we added a vanilla scent, and it has been incredibly successful for us. We sold out of this item, and it's finally back in stock. So I know people are really excited. It's not available yet in Canada, but it will be. We're going to work on it. We're going to get it in because we know it's going to do really well there. But it's all of the things that women and men are looking for in their sun protection. So it's incredibly moisturizing. It's hydrating. It has avocado oil, jojoba seed oil, cacao seed butter. So it really does nourish and moisturize your skin, which would be great in Canada too, because they have a lot of colder weather, longer time during the year. And so they're looking for that moisturization and hydration. But right now, you can get vanilla creme at Target and, of course, on blackgirlsunscreen.com.
You know why I think vanilla creme is going to be good for the Canadian market is because it has a classic scent, and their scent season is just so truncated that they need something all year round. And vanilla, for me, plays in the winter, fall, spring, and summer. So it's not going to be like, okay, this is too like on vacation, or this is too like it's too heavy, right? You know, some scents are just too heavy.
Yes.
And you're like,
the vanilla is nice and subtle.
Yeah,
so
and
it doesn't
even the
compete.
Candles
Yeah,
are like a vanilla cookie or cream. You know what I mean? It's just some vanilla scent. So love that we're going to be bringing up vanilla to Canada.
Yes.
All right, so we ready to get into this launch, y'all, and what it really took?
Yes.
I don't think anybody was crying, but anyway, Scott, you were on the ground with us. What did it take to get this launch going?
Team effort, for sure. Team effort. And you can probably speak on the back end of it. And I'll start, when I first actually started with Black Girl Sunscreen, that first year, that second year, I want to say rolling into 2021.
Okay.
It was the thought behind
bring us back, Sky. Bring us back.
We should launch in Canada.
Yeah.
And I don't know why those thoughts came in my head. It's just a lot of US based brands, I feel like that's the second destination. And I just feel like that was the right second destination for us. And working so hard, to get in contact with the right people. The language is different. And just some of the barriers that we had to get over to actually finally make it, here. So it took a lot of work and a lot of teamwork, because I think when it was just a smaller team and we brought in some more individuals, it helped us, fill in those gaps. So
yeah.
It definitely took a lot of work and some hard work, and we did what we need to do. But yeah.
You brought it back because I couldn't remember a hard date when we actually started doing the work. I'm gonna say I actually, because I don't normally say I in things. It's usually team, but then it was a very intimate sized team. Yeah. So me going across the border and saying, hey, this is our next stop. It was a lot of me contacting and reaching out, revolting, threatening to call the prime minister. You laugh, all of these things. Yeah. So, from your perspective, Kimberly, what makes this launch significant to the brand?
Well, I think what we bring to Canada is representation and inclusivity, which I think is really important, even though the Black population or beyond just the Black population, the population of color is very small. And so the offering that caters to that demographic is also very small and very limited. So I think we're bringing something that people really want and are excited about. So for me, I think that is what makes it significant for us, because that's what we're known for, right? Inclusivity and bringing an underserved community products that they need and they want. And so now we're taking it to Canada. We did it here. Now we're taking it to Canada.
And depending on what area you go to, is very diverse.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So inclusivity plus diversity, I think, equals success. Equals.
Sure.
So what is that? Equals something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The most challenging part behind the scenes that people wouldn't, and maybe they would expect because we're Black Girl Sunscreen, but people wouldn't expect is the process to get product to a new country. So Black Girl Sunscreen, we play in a different arena. We are an OTC. We are a drug. So we have to have the FDA regulations, the testings. And for Canada, their system is called Health Canada, which gives the same process. I would say it's even more scrutinizing.
It is.
Than the FDA. So our first attempt, Black Girl Sunscreen, got denied. And we got denied because they said our name insinuated that we were giving more coverage to Black people, that it was misleading. So I had to hire attorneys to then help me craft a proper response to negate that allegation. And then we got approved. And Health Canada doesn't work in like, hey, tomorrow you get an answer. It's weeks upon weeks upon weeks, right?
90-day process.
Thank you, Sky, for that 90-day process, right? So imagine getting denied 90 days and then you have to refile and then wait another 90 days. So, I mean, what is that, 180?
Yeah.
That's half the year,
Right.
right? That's half the year. So that was a challenge that most people will never know unless they hear us tell the story. And then you have to figure out who are the right partners to help you get there. So you need an importer. You just can't ship your products to the retailers or the stores in Canada. It has to go through someone that has a license to receive international goods, right? And there's a slew of them, but who fits you? Who you cool with?
Right.
Who's not trying to beat you over the head for a price, right? Who's reputable? There's a whole bunch of things when you're trying to decide like who your partner is. So there was a lot of patience had to be had during this process. The cool thing about it is that it feels like you're starting a new company all over again because you have to go through so many different processes, figuring out the artwork. Hey, even though we had to add French to it because that is their primary language. So, those were the challenges from my perspective, one that was in it. But, I think there's some new challenges that have come up that I'm not actually exposed to because we have brilliant people, on the team. Sky, why do you kind of mentioned this in your first answer. Why do you think Canada, besides other brands launching in Canada, why do you think it was the right next step for Black Girl Sunscreen?
I think understanding that market made it like a special reasoning why it's the next step, because melanin skin is so underrated and kind of underrepresented in Canada, I'll say. And they don't have, sunscreen for melanated skin. So the ask and the need, the want for that exclusivity, that inclusive sunscreen in the Canadian market, that's what they're asking for. And I'm receiving that from the buyers.
I was like, oh, they telling you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
This is something that they don't have in the market. It's something that they need. And they're trying to fill that gap. And here we are doing that. So
I got to tell you, my answer why was the next one. Because it was like right up the street. I'm like, oh, this is like you could throw a rock to Canada.
Yeah.
You know, I know that sounds silly,
Yeah.
but it just seems so attainable.
Yeah. I mean, we go to Michigan, we could just take the boat right on over.
You know? Like, it's just right there.
Yeah,
right.
And it just
Yeah.
feels like, okay, it's almost like a similar culture in terms of like how folks are living to the States. Like, done.
Right.
There's some countries like Brazil, South America, like, well, when you talk about a challenge, yeah, that's a whole nother level.
Mhm.
So Canada, in my mind, just seemed very simplistic.
Yeah.
Kimberly, we're talking about customers here. Sky said the customers is personally calling her. So they're talking about they want Black Girl Sunscreen. They got your phone number, Sky. They got your Instagram,
my email,
something. Kimberly, what do you think makes a Canadian beauty customer unique here compared to the U.S.?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting because there are differences for sure. I think, you know, from a marketing perspective and thinking about what we're going to do digitally, you know, across socials, I think Canadians definitely pay attention to trends that are happening here in the States, but they also really crave more localized representation. So it's going to be important for us to identify, like, who are the key tastemakers there? Who are the influencers there of note? Because that's who they're going to want to hear from. Consumers are going to want to hear from. So I think it's going to be important for us to really dial in from that perspective. And then also, Canadians are far ahead of the U.S. when it comes to being eco-conscious, health-focused. So they are going to, you know, expect us to talk about how we're fragrance-free or cruelty-free or whatever.
You think they're
those
going to go into the ingredient story?
Oh, yes. That's going to be very, very important. So, I mean, you talk about the challenges getting into Canada. I mean, from a regulatory perspective, ingredient perspective, it's much stricter there.
Can I tell you something? I don't know if this happened to you, Sky, but everywhere I went, I was given wooden utensils.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
eco-friendly.
everywhere I went.
Yes.
Like wooden.
So
I was like, damn, I'm about to get splinters in my mouth.
yeah, I mean, wooden utensils, paper straws.
Yeah, totally.
Like, they are way ahead of us in those kinds of things.
I think they're banned here.
And so, well.
Aren't they? Well, they just got banned.
The paper straws, right?
Well, yeah,
well,
but not to be celebrated. It was the current administration.
Yeah, not to be celebrated. I'm just saying
Yes. So we're going backwards in the States. But my point is, they are leaps and bounds ahead of us, and those are things that are important to them. So when we talk about creating the story that we build off of and how we communicate, those are things that they're going to be looking for in addition to, you know, influencers and people that are very specific to their market.
The Canadian customer is going to be unique to us because they're going to come in different with different backgrounds, right? So like when I think of a Canadian, I think of African Canadian, I think of Caribbean Canadian, I think of
Afro-Latina.
I think of a different flavor for us.
Totally.
Here it's, you know, we're talking about like African American, so I think that is
very different.
It's going to be super unique, super cool, and hopefully attract just new eyes and ears to the business.
Yeah.
You know, did I see Canada, you know, as just like a step in global expansion, how I was mentioning, or something deeper? I saw it as Black Girl Sunscreen adhering to our mission and vision, and that is whoever is open-minded enough to want to wear Black Girl Sunscreen, we want to be able to put it in their hands. So is it deeper? Not necessarily. It's part of the plan, right? So anywhere that we go, it is already like in the blueprint. It's maybe one of our big bets. It just takes us time to get there because we don't actually have, you know, an outside group with a level of expertise of launching products in different companies in different countries. And what I'm talking about is there are brands that have investors, that have teams that have had successful launches, let's just say in Australia or South America or even in the UK. Black Girl Sunscreen, we're doing this all on the knowledge of the folks within our organization. So I'm not saying like, oh, pity us. I'm saying kudos to us because we're getting it done with the brilliant people in BGS. So part of the plan, not a deeper meaning. We will continue on because this is our legacy. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, because there's always a little something that can go a little left or right. Every launch has its red and yellow flags. What concerns came up for us in Canada? I can speak to it. I'm so optimistic that I don't even like really go into concerns and hey, this is going to stop us. I always feel like there's a workaround. You jump over the wall, you go under the wall, or you bust through the wall. Mm-hmm. So even with the first no from Health Canada, I didn't let that stop Black Girl Sunscreen. So that was huge. So when we go into the smaller details, like, hey, sunscreen needs to be refrigerated while being transported from the States to Canada. Mm-hmm. How do you all fix that? Well, our COO, he's going to address that by buying thermostats from Amazon and putting them on the truck.
Right.
Right? It doesn't have to be all so high level and getting an 18-wheeler that's refrigerated. Right? There are workarounds because that truck was very expensive, but that thermostat was like $18. Now we had to buy a few, but still. So concerns, I would say here's one concern, is that products need attention. It's not a concern. It's just more of our next like call to business is that we need to be boots on the ground to figure out what is the best form of communication for that market, and how does Black Girl Sunscreen want to show up. Right. Not a concern. It's just something that's exciting to me, and it's going to happen. Sky, what's one challenge you're keeping an eye on to build momentum after the launch?
I think as the sales executive,
I knew it
always comes.
I knew it.
Numbers.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what's your answer?
My answer? Well, no, you can't, because you might take my answer. But yeah, you on track. Keep going.
Yeah, it's the cost of doing business. It's coming in. How our products sell. What we're up against the other Canadian SKUs that are already there. They don't have to. There's fees. There's everything that we're up against. So the biggest challenge is making sure that we're not overpriced, with our competitors. But then also we're making margin on our end too. So some of our challenges can become opportunities as well. Making sure that we're launching, the right SKUs in the market so that we can make margin and make money.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so my answer was part of that.
Yeah.
In addition to, right, because it's like, how do we continue to build momentum after the launch? Mm-hmm. What new partners do we want? So we have
so many.
Yeah. So we have Sobeys, Loblaws, and Walmart Canada, which I don't even think we talked about. With 2 SKUs. But if I'm in your seat, I'm definitely thinking about margin, sell-through, velocity. But then it's like, well, who's next, right? Because Black Girl Sunscreen, we are known to have a robust distribution. Mm-hmm. So is that the same strategy in Canada?
I mean, they have similarities as far as retail partners. But I mean, the consumer's a little bit different. I think that we have to literally build Black Girl Sunscreen in the Canadian market. It's like building the brand in the market. So, I mean, the same thing, same way we did here. We have a huge social impact. We have to do that same drive, have that same drive in the Canadian market. We got to get the consumers to understand, know, and recognize that Black Girl Sunscreen is here. We're launching in these new retail partner spaces. And I mean, that's what we have to do. If we did it here with the bang, we have to do it the same in Canada and other countries.
Kimberly, from your vantage point, right, because it ties into what Sky's talking about, what adjustments do you think we'll need to make to keep growing in Canada?
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to what Sky said. I mean, we can't take a copy-paste approach when you go into a new market, whether it's Canada or Europe or wherever. So I think you really have to take the time to understand the consumer, the market, the dynamics of the retailer. Walmart Canada is very different than Walmart US. Like, there are so many different dynamics. And so, even the trends are slightly different, because the weather's different and people's backgrounds. You mentioned it earlier. It's Caribbean, it's Black, it's African.
Mhm.
It's and again, I'm looking at it from a marketing perspective. It's okay. We know what works here, but it's because we understand the consumer here. We have to understand that consumer, that market, and build our strategy around that. So I agree with Sky. It can't be a copy paste approach.
Okay, noted. No copy paste.
No copy paste.
All newness. So we had 2 SKUs that launched in not SKUs, products. We had 2 products, right? For all of us that don't know the SKUs, we had 2 products launched in Canada, and I think Sky is a better person to tell us what 2 SKUs we launched in Canada.
So we launched our hero SKU, the
She
OG.
looking at me like she was like, "Why you call her Bigo?" That ain't in the script.
Our hero SKU, our SPF 30, the OG, and we launched our BGS Kids SPF 50 SKU product.
Okay. Anything else? No. They're the same formula, you all. Just located in a different country. So if you are up in the Canadian area and you're like, hey, I forgot my Black Girl Sunscreen. I need to replenish. I need to re-up, whatever. You can go to one of 3 stores, which is Walmart. They're connected to malls. I haven't seen Walmart in malls, but they're in the mall with next to Home Depot, which is brilliant, by the way.
Mhm.
Right? Like
Yeah.
if you're
It's
DIYing a
different.
project, you can get
Yeah.
a 4x4 at Home Depot and then maybe some glue at Walmart or whatever, or the fabric, whatever. So Walmart Canada, Sobeys, and then Loblaws.
That's right.
Okay. So same product, just different locations. I would love to roundtable this next question and understand what the launch means to you all. We can start with Kimberly and then come on down to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've spent a lot of time in Canada because I'm originally from Oregon, which is like a hop step,
How long did it take you to get to Canada from Oregon?
Well, I always fly, but a short flight.
45 minutes, here to Vegas?
An hour. Yeah, really, really quick flight. And it's beautiful, and I love it there. And I think it's exciting that I work for a company that's introducing products that I think will do really, really well, that people who have been underrepresented in the category will now have, to use. So for me, it's always being able to bring something wonderful to the community. And I feel like that's what we're doing. That's what we've always done. So that's what it means to me. And there's a sense of pride with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Curious. Were you on West Coast Canada?
West Coast.
East Coast? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Vancouver life. Very beautiful.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
For me, it's a sense of breath air. Because I know how long it's taken us to get here. At this stop, and it's like a breath of just we finally did it. It's done, but we're not done,
right?
Because we're still working on it. It's just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of excitement and warmth in my heart because we've come a long way. So it definitely means a lot.
Yeah. It don't mean shit to me, yeah. I'm just kidding. You know why? Because we used to doing hard stuff.
Yeah.
4 years. We've been in business for 9. And our business is called Black Girl Sunscreen. That's hard within itself.
Mm-hmm.
So Canada, UK, whatever other market we're going to go into, all hard stuff. I was telling the team when we were in Toronto that I could have cried in so many moments because you don't get to, when you start something 4 years or 5 years ago, and then you have to wait and go through all these tedious things and be told no, and then figure out things on how to accomplish it, right? Because again, identifying somebody that has a Dell license, identifying your warehouse, trying to figure out what are the best products, trying to figure out, hey, what are the prices and how does this retailer make money when they're in CAD and we're in US dollars? It is so much.
Mm-hmm.
So in the beginning, it's exciting. Oh, we're going to launch. and then it's almost like you somewhat feel defeated by the time you get to the finish line. It's like running a marathon.
But the journey is what makes it special.
Sure. It does. And I don't mean that it doesn't like mean shit. It just means like we're doing everything that we say we're going to do.
Right.
And it is not easy for us to do these things. So cool. Check off Canada. Where are we on to next? Kimberly, where are we going next?
Well, I know what we're working on.
Where would you like us to go next?
We need to be in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I mean, just the population alone, when you think of everyone of color, so not just Black, but people who identify as multiracial, it's over 50% of the population.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to get those numbers anywhere unless we're
what I
going
heard about
through
Brazil?
the continent of Africa.
That it has the most Black people in the world.
Yes,
Not,
that's what I'm
not
saying.
Africa, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Not Africa.
where
Africa,
I would
not
like
the countries
to
in
go.
Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. Next. Not easy, but
Oh no. Sky, where are we going next?
Well, what we working on? UK, EU. That's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where are we going next? Yes, for facts, it's going to be EU. But where do I think we should go? It is definitely, it is Brazil.
Mm.
Yeah, but that's okay because that's hard. We're gonna start working on that. But the UK was hard too.
Oh yeah.
And that was on. Wait, how long they been in our inbox? 3 years, maybe.
Yeah.
They've got strict regulatory too.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it is no easy
Yes.
feat getting into the
Right,
UK
right.
in
We do
Europe.
a lot of
But I
packaging.
respect that though.
I do too.
Go
That's
ahead.
the way
Talk
it
about
should
it.
be.
Yeah,
That's the way
because
it should
they're not
be.
just bringing in anything into their country.
No.
Like they're really conscious of what
Yes.
people are wearing, what they're eating.
Yes.
You-
The things that we can eat and drink and wear in this country are
Yeah.
outlawed in most other countries.
Mhm.
They're toxic. So I
Very,
can appreciate the difficulty
yeah.
of getting into Europe, UK, Canada.
Mhm.
Most, industrialized, westernized countries are much more strict than we are here.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot of work. But once you're in, you're in.
You're trusted.
Yeah.
Big
You're trusted.
things.
You're
Big
trusted.
things. Big things happening for BGS.
Yeah. So, Sky, this is your first time this season. So, last year we played a different game.
Mm-hmm.
This year's game is yeah or nah.
Okay.
So, the first question, Canadian winters will actually make people more consistent with sunscreen.
Yeah.
Not convincing, but okay.
Canadian winters will actually make people more consistent with sunscreen. No way. Because I think that their minds are associated with sunscreen, outdoors, sun. And if they are wearing sunscreen, it may be to ski.
I agree with you. My response was nah for the exact reasons you said.
But here's the thing: they're not getting the correct education out there.
This is
where
yes,
Black Girl
education
Sunscreen
is
comes
going
in.
to be
Yeah.
key
We just
for
do-
us, like it was in this market. I
Yes.
think in every market, we're
Yes.
going to have to
They're not
educate
understanding
people on
the
the
importance.
importance of
Yeah.
it,
Yes,
for sure.
You didn't
So-
say your A.
Eh,
Eh?
nah,
Eh.
Okay, all right. Canadians will embrace Black Girl Sunscreen faster than Americans
I love this
did
question.
back in 2016.
This is a really good question.
welcome.
This is a really good one. Ooh, I'm like at a yay and a nah.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say both.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm yay and nay.
A.
Yay and nay.
Okay. I'm going with yes because the concept isn't extremely brand new. So when they look us up, they can say that we are an established company. First of all, it would be wild for us just to launch in Canada without having any type of reputation anywhere else. And I do believe that the consumer has already sought us out because we were doing Canadian sales on our website. So this is not going to be a new concept to us. I think we're going to see the Canadian customers blow the American customers out in 2016 because the education wasn't there? A.
Okay, so 2 for 2. I agree with you on that too. I said yes because we are not brand new, so I think Canadians are already familiar with the brand. And I also think that there has been enough education, not just from, Black Girl Sunscreen, but just in general to the importance of sun protection related to beauty as well. And so you've got all of the beauty influencers. You have people that are super focused on, wanting to look their best. So I do think that it will happen faster, but it's still going to be a lot of education needed for sure. So I still don't think that the masses are wearing sunscreen every single day, but I would say, yeah, A. Okay. Toronto is about to become our second home base.
Yeah, A.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nah. A?
I also say nah, A, unfortunately. I think it's still a very small population. I mean, the Black community is like 9.6% of the population, which seems like a lot.
I challenge you on that. I heard it was about 4.
Well, no, I'm saying, but that's Toronto. I'm talking just specifically in Toronto. Okay. So Toronto is where you find the highest population of Black people, but that's only like 270,000 people. So that's not a lot.
Out of 2.7 million people in Toronto.
Yes. So I think that we got a lot of work to do. I think that, but the population is growing, which is
41 million
great,
people.
But nah, we're not gonna, not yet. It's not gonna become our home base.
Would another country become a second home base?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think just a one with a bigger population around Black people.
For sure. Yep. Okay. Canada is just the warm up. Europe is next.
I agree. Yeah, A.
Absolutely. A.
Well, we know it's yeah. But there are other parts of the world that I'd like to go. But yes, Europe is up next. Okay.
Wait. What's the ending?
Yay.
A?
A. Yeah,
Okay.
A. Sorry. Okay. Free healthcare is worth a 45% tax spike.
I'm honestly not sure.
What?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I have thoughts and opinions on this.
I do.
You do too, Kimberly?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So pretty much the question is, so Canada's, they give free healthcare and free education through college. Okay, so everyone there should have a degree, but whether they do or they don't, it's offered to you. Okay, there are different tiers of hospitals. Some are nicer, some are not, whatever. But the tax rate, no matter what your income bracket is 45%. So here in the States, if you make under 20, it's whatever the tax bracket is.
Right.
If you make over, let's just say $500,000, you might be at 37% tax rate, right? It's still not 45%. So we're asking you, would you rather, or hold on. The question is, free healthcare is worth you being taxed 45%. So that's the yeah or nah.
Yeah. A. Free healthcare.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
I'm
going nah.
I guess it depends. I don't go to. I feel like if it depends on the individual. Like if you're a person that's always sick, probably that's always.
We're talking about you.
Oh, okay.
Then your answer should be nah.
Yeah.
It should be nah.
Yeah.
Okay. Kimberly looked like she wanna blow the mic down. Go ahead.
No. Listen. Tax me. I don't care.
You
I
rather
will
than free
pay
healthcare.
the taxes because in this country there are over 40% of the population is in some kind of severe medical debt. That is a huge amount of people, and we have millions who have just lost their health care under the current administration. So I'm very passionate on this topic. I believe very strongly that in this country, as rich as it is, everybody should have free healthcare. Everybody needs to pay their taxes. The rich need to pay far more than they're currently paying into the system. And so, 45% might sound steep, but it's a lot higher in other countries. And it works. It works. Free healthcare for sure.
A. Yeah. Angry A.
Yes.
Yeah. If I was living in Canada and I had to choose free healthcare or the 45% tax, I am going to be taxed. No, I'm going to choose the free healthcare. Well, hold on. I don't want to be taxed 45%. It doesn't matter what my income bracket is. And when I have to go to the doctors or whatever that is, I rather pay that bill. Now, depending on, I think it should be a little bit different for different folks. So should there be support for folks that are not able to pay the full rate or have whatever that is? Yes, there are things that the government should assist with. I think 45% is outrageous. No matter what the government is giving you, because why is it almost like a repercussion? Well, we give you this, so this is how the healthcare is being paid for, off of the 45% tax. You don't think about it that way, Kimberly? Just give it. Just give it. Why do we have to be taxed? That's what I think. Why does somebody have to?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go on to the
A. Next one.
Let's go to the next one.
You'd rather deal with Canadian winters than U.S. politics.
Yeah, definitely. A. I mean, politics is like discussing religion to me, and it gets sticky.
What religion?
Yeah, it gets sticky. So also where I'm from, I'm okay with the winters. So
Canadian winters is like Chicago winters.
I'm not sure.
Okay,
but I mean, I've been in Chicago, Iowa winters. I mean, snow blizzard storms. Yeah.
I'm really thinking about this question because I moved from the snow, from the cold. I went to college upstate New York. I'm from upstate New York, and I never want to go back. I like wearing flip-flops and Birkenstocks during December and January and February, and feeling really good when I wake up and seeing that sunshine. So politics to me is exactly that. It's politics. So I'm choosing U.S. politics over Canadian winters. A.
I love winter. I think I'd choose the winter, but I do love politics. I just don't like it currently. So I don't have a problem with
So you're in the middle.
Normally. So I'm kind of in the middle. A.
Go ahead. Last question. This is a goodie one.
Tim Hortons coffee or Starbucks?
You like that question, Sky?
Okay. I didn't actually drink the coffee. Did you have any of their
Heck
coffee?
No.
I would have to choose Starbucks.
A. Across the board.
A.
Well, Kimberly's going to say.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah.
Oh.
But what about just going to Tim Hortons over Starbucks?
Okay. I would say the blueberries that we had, the blueberry muffin was amazing.
It was good.
Like, eye rolling. So good.
All right,
So you go Tim Horton?
I would go to Tim Horton and get the blueberry muffins. I don't know about the coffee.
So listeners out there, okay? Tim Hortons is the United States' Dunkin' Donuts, right? So there's an abundance of Tim Hortons up there. They got drive-throughs. They're open pretty much all day. They even have their regular coffee. Do y'all know what a regular coffee is in the States?
Yeah, just a regular.
What's in it?
Just cream and sugar.
Sugar. Yeah. So they even have like their regular coffee. So what we're asking is, do we want to do a Tim Hortons or do we want to do a Starbucks? And I think it's the Starbucks. Period.
Yeah. Agree.
I mean, even with the teas, I know their whole menu. Like, I don't know the whole menu.
I mean, you still get a regular coffee at Starbucks too.
Yeah. I was like, Tim Hortons. If the Starbucks and the Tim Hortons are there, like together, we go to Starbucks.
Yeah.
Okay. A. Listen, thank you all for talking about this launch and what it meant to us. Launching in Canada wasn't just about putting products on shelves. It was about proving that that it's our mission. to make sun care accessible, luxurious, and effortless for melanated skin, and so that it translates everywhere. We've built something stronger than SPF. We've built a movement, and now it's global. Huge thank you to Kimberly and Sky for joining me, and to all of you listening for being part of the journey. Remember, no matter where you are, under the sun, always protected. Listening to Shamelessly Shontay. Bye.